What is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life is a question that has intrigued humanity for centuries. While it's a deeply philosophical and personal question, many people find meaning in different aspects of their lives. Some find purpose in their relationships, others in their careers, and some in their passions and hobbies. Ultimately, I believe the meaning of life is about finding happiness and fulfillment in whatever brings you joy and purpose.
Hello, lovely listeners. Today on our podcast, we're delving into the big question, what is the meaning of life? The age-old inquiry that has perplexed scholars, poets, and thinkers for centuries. But fear not, we're here to untangle this existential knot, or at least give it a good shake. Now, let's chat about how people find meaning in their lives.
Absolutely, finding meaning in life is a fundamental aspect of human existence. Many philosophers and psychologists have proposed different theories on how individuals derive a sense of purpose and fulfillment. One popular concept is Viktor Frankl's theory of logotherapy, which emphasizes finding meaning through experiences, relationships, and the pursuit of goals. Additionally, positive psychology research has shown that cultivating strengths and engaging in activities that align with one's values can lead to a deeper sense of meaning and satisfaction.
Alright, folks, let's dive into this fascinating topic of finding meaning in life. So, Viktor Frankl really hit the nail on the head with his logotherapy, right? It's all about finding that deeper sense of purpose through our experiences, relationships, and working towards our goals. I mean, who doesn't want to feel like they're on a meaningful journey in this crazy adventure called life, am I right? And then there's this whole positive psychology angle.
Absolutely. Viktor Frankl's logotherapy really emphasizes the importance of finding meaning in life, especially in challenging circumstances. It's all about understanding that we have the power to choose our attitudes towards the situations we find ourselves in, ultimately leading to a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Positive psychology, on the other hand, focuses on studying the strengths that enable individuals and communities to thrive.
So, let me get this straight, we've got Viktor Frankl here with his logotherapy, rooting for finding that deep meaning in life, while positive psychology is all about shining a light on our strengths and helping us thrive like happy little sunflowers. It's like a double dose of inspiration and encouragement, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to tap into that kind of powerhouse combo for a more fulfilling life? It's like having a cheerleader and a life coach all in one.
Absolutely. It's fascinating how Viktor Frankl's logotherapy focuses on finding meaning in even the most challenging circumstances, emphasizing the importance of searching for purpose as a driving force for well-being. On the other hand, positive psychology complements this by highlighting strengths and virtues that can help individuals flourish and lead more fulfilling lives. Together, these two approaches can indeed create a powerful combination for personal growth and development.
Well, isn't that just a match made in heaven? Logotherapy and positive psychology teaming up like a dynamic duo to help people thrive and find their inner spark. It's like the ultimate tag team for personal growth and development, don't you think? I mean, on one hand, you've got logotherapy encouraging us to dig deep and uncover the meaning in our struggles, to find that beacon of purpose even in the darkest of times.
Absolutely. It's fascinating to see how logotherapy and positive psychology can complement each other so well in guiding individuals towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Logotherapy, with its focus on finding meaning and purpose in our experiences, can beautifully align with positive psychology's emphasis on building strengths, resilience, and fostering a sense of well-being. By combining the two approaches, individuals can not only overcome their challenges but also flourish and thrive in the process.
Exactly. It's like having the best of both worlds, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to not only conquer their obstacles but also come out on top feeling more fulfilled and happy? It's like a power-packed combo that's just waiting to unleash its potential. So, let me ask you this, how do you think someone can start integrating these two approaches into their daily life? Like, is it a step-by-step process or more of a mindset shift that can happen gradually?
Absolutely. Integrating the combination of conquering obstacles and cultivating fulfillment is key to living a more enriching life. One way to start incorporating this into daily life is by setting clear goals and intentions that align with your values and aspirations. This could involve breaking down larger obstacles into smaller, more manageable steps, allowing for a sense of progress and accomplishment along the way. Another important aspect is to practice mindfulness and gratitude regularly.
Wow, setting clear goals and intentions sounds like a fantastic way to navigate through life's ups and downs. But hey, let's talk about mindfulness and gratitude, two powerhouses when it comes to boosting happiness and satisfaction. How can we incorporate these into our daily routines? Do you have any tips or tricks for our listeners on how to practice mindfulness and gratitude effectively? Is there a specific routine or practice that has worked wonders for you personally?
Absolutely. Incorporating mindfulness and gratitude into our daily routines can have a significant impact on our overall well-being. One simple way to practice mindfulness is through mindful breathing exercises. Take a few moments each day to focus on your breath, grounding yourself in the present moment. This can help reduce stress, increase awareness, and foster a sense of calm. Another effective way to practice mindfulness is through mindful eating.
Absolutely, mindful eating is such a powerful practice. I mean, how often do we just shovel food into our mouths without even tasting it, am I right? By taking the time to really savor each bite, paying attention to the flavors, textures, and even the sounds of your food, you not only enjoy your meal more but you also become more in tune with your body's hunger and fullness cues.
Absolutely. Mindful eating can have a profound impact on our overall relationship with food. By being present and fully engaged with our meals, we can improve digestion, appreciate the sensory experience of eating, and even make healthier food choices. It's amazing how simply slowing down and being aware of our eating habits can lead to greater satisfaction and contentment with our meals. Plus, by practicing mindfulness during meals, we can also cultivate a greater sense of gratitude for the nourishment our food provides us.
Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of mindful eating. So, tell me, have you ever tried eating mindfully yourself? What was that experience like for you? Did you notice any changes in how you approached your meals or how you felt afterwards?
Yes, I have practiced mindful eating and found it to be a transformative experience. When I first started eating mindfully, I noticed that I became more aware of the flavors, textures, and smells of the food. It made me appreciate each bite and savor the meal more than I used to. One significant change I observed was in my approach to portion control.
Wow, that's amazing to hear. It sounds like mindful eating really helped you to connect with your food on a whole new level. I mean, who wouldn't want to enjoy their meal to the fullest, right? Now, let's talk about portion control. How did mindful eating affect the way you manage your portions? Did you find yourself naturally eating less or did it help you stop when you were satisfied? I'm curious to know how this mindfulness practice influenced your portion sizes.
Mindful eating definitely had a profound impact on how I manage my portions. By focusing on the sensations of eating and being more present during meals, I found that I became more attuned to my body's hunger and fullness cues. This increased awareness helped me stop eating when I was satisfied rather than mindlessly finishing everything on my plate. I started realizing that smaller portions were often enough to satisfy my hunger, and I no longer felt the need to overeat.
Wow, that's fantastic to hear. It sounds like mindful eating really helped you tune into your body's signals and make more conscious choices about your portions. I mean, it's so easy to get caught up in distractions while eating, isn't it? Like, who hasn't had a meal in front of the TV or computer and suddenly realized they polished off a whole bag of chips without even noticing?
Absolutely, I completely agree. Mindful eating can be a powerful tool to help us break free from these mindless eating patterns. By paying attention to our food and really engaging our senses, we can fully appreciate the texture, taste, and aroma of what we're eating. This not only helps us enjoy our meals more, but it also allows us to recognize our body's hunger and fullness cues more readily, leading to a more balanced and satisfying eating experience.
Hey there, podcast pals. Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of mindful eating. Have you ever tried eating with complete awareness, savoring each bite like it's the first time you've ever tasted food? It's a game changer, I tell ya. So, here's the deal, mindful eating is all about being present in the moment when we eat. No distractions, no rushing through meals like they're a race.
Absolutely, being present and fully engaged while eating can have a significant impact on our overall well-being. Mindful eating allows us to fully appreciate the flavors and textures of our food, which can enhance our dining experience. It also helps us tune into our body's hunger and fullness cues, leading to better portion control and potentially healthier eating habits. One interesting concept related to mindful eating is the idea of eating with all 5 senses.
Wow, I love that phrase, eating with all 5 senses. It really brings a whole new perspective to the dining table, doesn't it? I mean, just think about it, when was the last time you truly savored your food using all your senses? How does the smell of your favorite dish make you feel? Does the sound of a sizzling steak or a crunchy apple get your taste buds tingling with anticipation?
Absolutely. Engaging all 5 senses while enjoying a meal can truly enhance the overall dining experience. The smell of our favorite dish can evoke strong emotions and memories, setting the stage for a delightful meal. The sound of food being prepared can build anticipation and excitement for what's to come. For example, the sizzle of a steak on a hot grill can make our mouths water in anticipation of that perfectly cooked, juicy bite.
So, let's dive into this delicious topic. When you think about your favorite dish, what smell immediately comes to mind that just gets your taste buds dancing? Is it a warm, comforting aroma that wraps you in a hug of nostalgia, or perhaps a fresh and zesty scent that perks you up and gets you ready to dig in? And speaking of anticipation, can you picture the moment when you hear that sizzle, that mouth-watering sound that promises a flavorful experience ahead?
When I think about my favorite dish, the smell that immediately comes to mind is the rich and savory aroma of slow-cooked garlic and onions. There's something so comforting and inviting about that warm fragrance that just makes me feel at home. It's like a hug in a bowl, ready to nourish both body and soul. And when it comes to anticipation, nothing beats the sound of a sizzle.
Oh, absolutely. That sizzle is like music to our ears, isn't it? It's that exciting symphony of flavors coming together right before our eyes. I mean, who can resist the allure of a hot pan, the bubbling oil, and the promise of a perfectly seared delight? It's like a culinary performance right in your own kitchen. Now, let's talk about those garlic and onions.
Ah, garlic and onions, the dynamic duo of flavor in so many delicious dishes. Not only do they provide a wonderful aromatic base for so many recipes, but they also add depth and complexity to the overall taste profile. Garlic, with its pungent and nutty flavor, can elevate a dish from good to great with just a few cloves.
But let's not forget about onions. They bring a sweet and savory essence to dishes, whether they're caramelized to perfection or simply sautéed to add a flavorful kick. Together, garlic and onions are like the Batman and Robin of the culinary world, always coming to the rescue when a dish needs some extra oomph. I mean, can you imagine a world without garlic and onions?
It's quite difficult to imagine a world without garlic and onions, considering how integral they are to so many world cuisines. Both garlic and onions belong to the allium family, which includes other flavorful ingredients like leeks, shallots, and chives. They not only enhance the taste of dishes but also bring their unique health benefits and aroma that can elevate a dish from good to great. In addition to their culinary uses, garlic and onions are known for their medicinal properties.
Fascinating, isn't it? I mean, who would have thought that these humble little bulbs could pack such a powerful punch both in the kitchen and in terms of health benefits? So, let's dive into this a bit more, shall we? I'm curious, do you have a favorite way to incorporate garlic and onions into your cooking?
Absolutely, garlic and onions are staples in my kitchen. One of my favorite ways to use garlic is to roast whole cloves with some olive oil until they're soft and caramelized, then mash them into a paste and spread it on bread or mix it into sauces for a rich, sweet flavor. As for onions, I love caramelizing them slowly until they're golden brown and sweet, then adding them to dishes like risottos, soups, or even salads for an extra depth of flavor.
Wow, roasting whole cloves of garlic until they're soft and caramelized sounds like a flavor explosion waiting to happen. I can almost smell the rich aroma of garlic permeating the air just thinking about it. And mashing them into a paste to spread on bread or mix into sauces. That's next level deliciousness right there. And let's not forget about those slowly caramelized onions, the golden brown color and sweet flavor they develop are simply irresistible.
Absolutely, roasting whole cloves of garlic brings out a whole new depth of flavor compared to raw garlic. The slow roasting process really mellows out the harshness of garlic and transforms it into a sweet, savory treat. Caramelized onions are an essential ingredient in many dishes for good reason. The slow cooking process helps break down the natural sugars in the onions, resulting in that beautiful golden color and rich, sweet flavor that adds depth to so many dishes.
Slow roasted garlic and caramelized onions, two culinary wonders that bring so much flavor to the table. I mean, who knew garlic could turn from spicy to sweet just by hanging out in the oven for a bit, right? And those caramelized onions, oh boy, they add such a rich, golden sweetness to dishes that just elevates the whole flavor profile. I've got to ask, have you ever tried using roasted garlic and caramelized onions together in a recipe?
Absolutely, combining slow roasted garlic and caramelized onions in a recipe is a fantastic idea. The deep, sweet flavors of the caramelized onions perfectly complement the mellow, nutty sweetness of the roasted garlic. One great way to use this dynamic duo is in a homemade pizza. Spread a thin layer of roasted garlic paste on the pizza dough, then top it with a generous amount of caramelized onions, some fresh herbs, and a sprinkle of cheese.
Oh, my goodness, that sounds mouth-watering. I mean, who doesn't love a good pizza, am I right? But adding slow roasted garlic and caramelized onions to the mix just takes it to a whole new level. I can almost taste the rich, savory flavors melding together in each delicious bite. Now, let me ask you this, when it comes to making homemade pizza, do you have a go-to crust recipe that you swear by?
Absolutely, making homemade pizza can be such a satisfying experience, especially when you have a trusted crust recipe that never fails. One of my favorite crust recipes involves a combination of bread flour for a chewier texture, semolina flour for a slightly coarse and crispy crust, and a touch of olive oil for extra flavor and richness. This crust bakes up beautifully crispy on the outside and deliciously chewy on the inside, providing the perfect base for all your favorite toppings.
Hey there, pizza lovers. Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of homemade pizza crusts. Now, let's talk about this fantastic crust recipe I've been raving about. Bread flour, semolina flour, and a hint of olive oil come together to create a pizza crust that's out of this world. So, when you're making your own pizza crust, do you prefer it chewy, crispy, or a little bit of both?
When it comes to pizza crust, the texture is such a crucial element in defining the overall pizza experience. While personal preferences may vary, achieving the perfect balance between chewy and crispy can elevate the entire pizza. For those who enjoy a chewier crust, using bread flour with its higher protein content can create a more elastic dough that results in that satisfying chewiness.
This is an audience question for the expert. What insights into the purpose of life or the search for meaning were discussed in the podcast?
In the podcast, various insights into the purpose of life and the search for meaning were likely discussed. Some of the common themes explored in such discussions could include 1. Existentialism. Some perspectives might have delved into existentialist philosophy, emphasizing the individual's responsibility to create meaning in a seemingly chaotic and indifferent universe. 2.
Thanks for taking part in the podcast simulation. Please visit again.